Have you ever wondered how much it would cost to have somebody else manage your property for you? Hey everybody, my name is Jason with the Landlord Launch, and we help landlords self-manage through on-demand training, live coaching, and support services. Today we're going to be talking about what a typical property management company, or some of the costs and some of the charges that a property management company would charge you to manage your home. So, jumping right into it, we have what everybody knows is the management fee. Now, I would say that management fees are generally charged either by a percentage of the rent collected, or sometimes they're flat fees. So, if you have a $1,000 a month rent and they charge 10% of the rent, then they'll charge you, $100 a month, or whatever's collected in rent. They'll take 10% of that that monthly income coming in on the rental side. Some management companies actually charge the percentage based on all income collected. So whether that's late fees or whatever else on there, damages maybe sometimes. So you gotta be careful on that in terms of knowing what you're paying for. Other management companies will charge just a flat fee, so $50 a month, $75 a month, $100 a month. I've also seen packages where they scale them up to where they'll charge one thing for a basic package, a middle package, and the higher package. And of course, they want you on the higher package or the middle package, and they make the benefits added to the middle package quite a bit more than the basic. That way, they can bring somebody in on kind of like the loss leader, the low cost. They can advertise that low cost, but then when you see the three packages stacked up, they're really trying to gear you towards the middle. Some of the other fees that you can kind of expect out of a management company that they have to charge. And first off, don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging on management companies. I owned a management company since 2004, and then there's a need for them. There's a necessary place for property management companies. Not everybody wants to manage their own property. Not everybody can manage their own property. And so there is definitely a time and place. So don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging on management companies at all. I'm just trying to give you an outline of what you can kind of expect, or some of the things you should be looking for and asking about if you decide to research property management companies. So getting back to it, leasing fee. Leasing fee is generally charged when they find you a new tenant. It helps cover the cost of them showing the property, usually multiple times, and sometimes it includes the marketing of that, and I've seen those anywhere from half a month's rent to a full month's rent. Sometimes it's just a flat fee. Usually what I'll see is like half month rent or full month rent with a minimum of $400 or $500 or whatever that is. Another charge that is pretty standard with property management companies is a lease renewal fee, and this is to help cover the costs of the time and effort put in to get that person to sign a new lease and stay in your home for another year. And when it comes to a lease renewal fee, I'd much rather pay whatever it is, the $250, $500, whatever they're charging, than have the vacancy loss. So if you have somebody out there working on your behalf to keep that person in place, then usually that money is pretty well worth it. Let's see here. Some of the other charges that you can expect to potentially see are additional inspections. A lot of times they'll include 1 or 2 inspections over the course of the year to check on your unit, make sure it's okay. But if you want more, or if they go more than that, I've seen them between $75 to $100. That can vary depending on where you're at and what they're actually doing for you. There is marketing. Sometimes they're going to charge you a separate fee for the marketing of your property, for advertising, especially if there is additional cost, of course. They'll want to cover their cost on that, but some management companies upcharge that as well. It ends up becoming a profit center for them, right or wrong. It is what it is. Another thing that I've seen is a premium charge on managing your maintenance, service tickets, things along those lines, and a pretty common one's 10%. So if the property management company doesn't have their own maintenance in place to take care of that service for you, what they'll do is whatever they contract out, so let's just say drain cleaning, if they contract it out and it's a $100 bill, maybe they charge a 10% fee on that to cover their costs of managing that process, scheduling it, all those things. that's a pretty standard list, and there's definitely others out there. But when you're looking and researching, definitely ask about those and look for those. Some of the other fees that they will charge are some tenant-based fees. So of course you have the application fee, and tenant-based fees are anything that maybe you're not paying directly, but something that's going to be charged to the tenant. And it's good to know what those are, because if they are too outrageous, that could be a deterrent to potential applicants renting your home through that management company. So for example, if they're going to charge an $800 admin fee, for example, that's probably going to turn a lot of people off. So just be aware of what those are as well. So we have the application fee, seen those anywhere between $50 to $100 per adult. We have the admin fee. I've seen them between $100 and $500, and I've seen them higher too on higher end rentals. We have late fee collections. So if the tenant's late, sometimes a management company will keep a certain percentage of the late fees that they collect. For the management company, my management company is 50%. The owner would get 50% of the fees collected. I would keep 50%, and that really what it does is it covers the additional cost and time and labor for the collection process, making those calls, sending those notices out, and trying to get that tenant in there to pay rent. Roommate swaps, that's a pretty common one. That's actually one I like, and even you as a landlord, I think you should be building that into your lease. If somebody wants to change roommates, charge them a fee. Because I've had it, especially in housing that's closer to universities. That stuff takes time and effort to get somebody moved out. Like if there's roommates and one person wants to move out and they want to move somebody else in and they're jumping around a lot, especially if they do it 2, 3, 4 times a year, that's time and effort, and it can start to really get pretty agitating. So charge a roommate swap. At least get paid for your time if you're going to do it. So yeah, think about those when you are looking and researching property management companies. I would say on standard, if you start adding those up, you take your 10% of your $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month rental, you add a leasing fee and a lease renewal fee every year. Your inspections, marketing, maintenance, markups, all of those things. It could very easily hit $2,400 to $3,400, $3,500 a year, no problem. And if that is worth it to you, great. Do it. Management fees, there's definitely an advantage to them. There's pros and cons to management fees. But if you are looking for a management company, or if you're curious what they charge, there you go. That's a pretty standard $2,400, $2,500, $3,400, $3,500, somewhere in that range is where most management fees are probably, or most fees for a management company are probably going to come out. So the last thing before I let you go here is that if you do decide to research a property management company, what I would say is read their management agreement, know what all the fees are, because what I see a lot of times is that they'll advertise like the management fee and maybe a leasing fee or whatever else, but then inside the management contract itself, there is all the kind of, I don't want to say hidden fees. It's not like they'll deny that they exist and lie to you, but there definitely is not going to be something that they maybe want to bring out, because I know management companies want to generally avoid looking like they're nickeling and diming you, and that's not what they're doing. They're covering costs, they're trying to make money, they're trying to stay in business. It's a tough business, it's a lot of liability, and it is what it is. And it's also one of the reasons that we put these videos out, because if you can't afford this, or if you don't want to pay this to other people to manage your properties, that's what we do. We want to provide resources out there to help you self-manage your properties and keep that money in-house in your own pocket. Okay, so that's what I have for this video. If you happen to have any questions, leave comments below. More than happy to help, more than happy to answer anything I can. I hope this has been helpful, and that's it. So thank you for watching. This is Jason with the Landlord Launch, and we will see you next time.